Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using, all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There's a link to my Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There is my email address if you have any questions or if you're interested in attending any of my local classes here in the Vancouver area. Please send me an email. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow in YouTube world. Day 23 of the 25 days of Christmas. We're wrapping it up here. Today we're using Regal, Reindeer, and Grassy Grove. We're using 2 verses out of this set, and we're using the deer and the trees out of this set. And let me show you what we're making. And Smokey is here with us today, if you hear her crying. She will not leave me alone today. This is the card we're making today. And it's like this. Now, this paper is the, was it Magic, Snowflake Magic? Yeah, Snowflake Magic. I know the Snowflake Magic paper is sold out now. I did discover that this morning. You can use any other kind of paper you want to make this card. It doesn't have to be this particular one, but it's what I'm using, and unfortunately with things selling out, I have to keep on with my plans, what I have scheduled to go. So this is what we're making. Inside there is just a little verse. It says, wishing you a wonderful season filled with all the good things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. So like I said, it's a very simple little card. So first we're going to start by working on this piece right here. And this is a piece of 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This circle is made with the 2 3/8 inch punch. Now I have taken this punch and this is, can't remember the color. It retired. It was in colors last year. Pale papaya. Anyhow, I'm just going to sort of set this in the middle here of my thing here. And I'm just going to draw me a little circle. This is just a template. Doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be dark or anything, just a little circle, just so I can know where I'm lining things up. And this one you could actually stamp first or blend first. I'm going to blend. And I didn't grab me a piece of scrap paper, so let me grab one right here. I want a piece of paper. And I'm going to be using Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. Grab some of my brushes here. I can take them out. And that's the Pretty Peacock, and that's the Lost Lagoon. I'm going to start with Lost Lagoon. Load up my brush. And what we're going to do here, I'm going to start off the side. I don't want any harsh marks. I'm just going to start here going around the edge. Little gentle motions. Not going to the center, though. Just going around. Add a little more. You can make this as dark as you want it. Like I said, I'm not going clear to the center, but a little bit. Just want a little lighter in the center. I mean, a little bit goes across, it's fine, but I want it lighter in the center. Next, I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. Make sure I've got enough ink on there. Yeah, a little more. Same thing, starting, I'm going to go further out here. Just over that. So you're going to still see some of the shading there. I'm going to try to make this one a little lighter than I made the last one. Maybe not. Maybe I will go darker. Oh, no two will ever turn out the same. That looks pretty good. I want to add a little more of this right here in the center so you get some, just like a little halo there. Can't even see where the line is anymore. It's just to help me stay in a circle. And I want to just put a little bit more right in the center, just to put a little more color in there. But I still want it light in the center. And I want a little bit more peacock, I decided. Right around the edges here. It doesn't matter about the outside because you're not going to see it. So let me get these out of here for the moment. Next, we need our Memento. And in the center of this, we are going to stamp the deer. Make sure your deer is well inked, because this is not a photopolymer, so you cannot really line it up again. And I'm going to go right almost in the center of that circle. I'm going to hold it there just for a second to make sure everything gets in there, just like that. And then these are the trees. I'm going to ink those up in the black. Hang on. You don't need to play. Just one moment. She's playing with my adapter cord. I need to get that away from her. Make sure your trees are well inked up. And I'm going to do the first one off. So we're just coming just this side of the deer, like that. And then I'm going to come back and do the other side. Like that. Then we're going to come in here. I'm going to go full strength. I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to stamp right across the deer. Or do that again. So we have trees going behind him. And we're going to set that off to the side for a few minutes. And then I looked at him and he wasn't grounded. He needed something under his feet. So I just took my black marker and I just add a little ground underneath him and just a little bit more down here. Just little wisps. Just to look like there's a little ground underneath of him. Can't have him flying. Well, you could if he was Rudolph, but that's that piece. So the other stamping we need to do is the inside of our card, which is 4 1/4 or 5 1/4 by 4. And I do need to clean some stamps. Need to clean the trees, because we're going to now stamp these in Pretty Peacock. So our verse is going in, they're both going in Pretty Peacock. Yeah. I'm trying to determine what color I used last time. Let's stamp that at the top. And then the trees. I'm going to stamp them right here and let one go off the edge of the paper. Just like that. And of course they're a little short, so we can extend those with a pen or something. And then we do need an envelope. And we'll stamp some trees right there on our envelope. There we go. Now we have one more thing to stamp. We need a scrap of white. I don't even know what this is. 1 1/4. It's just a scrap. We are going to stamp Merry Christmas in Pretty Peacock because we're going to punch this out. Just like that. And since I've got this here, let's go ahead. This is, as you know, my favorite punch. So I'm going to come in here and just punch out that Merry Christmas. We're not using the scallop one today. And I will show you that in a few minutes. She's now trying to get to the cord that is booby-trapped with bends, so if you hear a crash, it's just because of that. So let's start pulling some pieces in here. First, we need a piece of Lost Lagoon that is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And I'm going to go ahead and stick the inside of our card in. I will, when I get my pins, I'll extend those a little bit. Or I'll just make a little ground here for them to stand on. just like that. There's always a way to fix the thing. And we'll get the glue. But I would recommend you stamping off the edge of the page. That's going to go right there in the center. Next, we need a piece of Pretty Peacock. That is, this should be 5 1/4 by 4. It had a label, but it's disappeared. Like I said in my last video, don't buy cheap fake Post-its. They don't stick. But unfortunately, I bought a whole box of them. Okay, so that's that part. The next is the magical. This is 5 by 3 3/4. Like I said, you could use any kind of paper you wanted for this. And I guess we'll just do right there. So what we're going to do is it's going to get glued on here. There's no dimensionals on this card. And what we're going to do is we need to punch our hole right in here. Let's grab my punch. And I'm going just about all the way up. And about 1/4, about a 1/2 inch from the side. That's still usable. We'll save him for something later. And this is going to go here. So what we need to do first is we need to take this and line this up here. Now, if you can see your pencil line, I can a little bit. Make sure you have a good, these are Mr. Pen's premium erasers. The eraser's really good. Post-its, not so good. But anyhow, these work really quite well. I've just got this one side where I can see it, so I'm just erasing that one side. But for the most part, the ink covers it up and you can't even see it. You want to make sure that you're right. You want to be fairly straight too. Not like that. No, it's not very straight. Hang on. You want to get him as straight as you can. Flip it over. Now I'm noticing I'm going too far down here. I'm going to trim a little off. So I need somewhere to stick tape to. So let's do that again. Just line up your, get him where you want him. Flip it over. And I'm just going to use some Scotch tape on this. I'm going to put one piece and make sure I'm still lined up before I put a couple more. Doesn't take much, just a little bit to hold on because we're going to glue this down. But it's just easier to do that before you glue it down. And you can go right over the tape, the Scotch tape. It doesn't bother, well, this is actually Scotch tape, but I don't know about other tapes, but Scotch tape does not. It takes the glue just fine. And we'll put this right in the center. Just like that. One of my stars is flying. Okay, so then we've got that one. Then we need to do our Merry Christmas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this white and silver ribbon, and this ribbon is carrying over, which I was so happy to hear. I grab my mat and some seal. Put a nice coat of seal on that. And see if I can do this the same way as I did the last one. I started here, a little bit hanging off in the middle. And I sort of made a loop and I turned it. So instead of going straight down, I turned it so it's facing the same direction. Make another loop, and instead of, letting it go this way, flip it over this direction. I'm gonna come over a little bit further. So you have this loop top and bottom. just trim this off, leave a little tail sticking there. So it gives you that kind of look. And it's gonna go sit in here. May have gotten a little too tall, but we'll come down a little further. That'll be fine. And we'll grab a couple dimensionals. I should have said there was no dimensionals. There's dimensionals on this, none on this. She's being awful quiet. Yeah, she's not happy with me either. Neither of the kittens are. I put the tree up the other day. It's not decorated yet. It'll get decorated tomorrow. But they're not happy with me because they don't like the squirt gun that squirts them if they get into the tree. So I'm just going to line this up here. About like that. It's not in the exact same spot as the other one. And that's too stark white. I know it's on there already, but that's okay. I should have done this beforehand. Do this before you stick it on your card. I'm not re-inking anything. This is the Lost Lagoon. I'm just adding a little Lost Lagoon so it's not so stark white. Like I said, do that before you put it on the card, okay? Hello, Smokey. How did you get up this high? She's on the back of my chair, one of the chairs here. And these are the Faceted gems. I didn't look and see if these were coming back or not. That's a good question. Hang on, I'm taking it. The Faceted Trio gems are going to be back. I'm glad to hear that because I really do like them. We're going to use these darker ones here. Are you trying to come over here to be on camera? I'm going to take 3 of them and put one here. One here. Now these are a little on the bulky side, so that's one of the reasons I don't use too many dimensionals when I use these. And we'll put one about there. You want to come over and see the people? So that is our card for today. I hope you like that card. Give it a try. Use other colors, ink, use different stamp sets. You know, whatever you have in your stash will work. If there is something you would like to buy, the Grassy Grove and the Regal Reindeer are still available. They're in the annual catalog, so they'll be available at least through April. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you on Friday. Goodbye.